God bless you guys and welcome back to my channel. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Sofiabelle and this is Faith and Motherhood. In today's video, I'm actually going to be just letting you guys know about myself before I just start creating stuff. Shout out to my niece, who I know for sure is watching. And I put on the Faith and Motherhood Instagram, which will be here down below somewhere. Um, I put on a Q&A so you guys can ask me some questions, especially for the new people that follow me. And a few of you actually responded and had some basic questions that I want to go through. But just to introduce myself, my name is Sofiabelle. I am married to Martin, and I parent and mother a beautiful baby girl, Sofiabelle. And I'm Christian Pentecostal. I have the privilege and honor of being co-pastor in our church, so we're very active in ministry. And I am a working mom as well. I like to say that I have the best of both worlds because Monday through Wednesday, I do go to work. I work in a hospital here in New Jersey, which is where I reside in. My church is located in Brooklyn, so we are a commuter family. I work in HR. I do HRIS. And what else? What else? I'm trying to give the basic information so you guys can get to know me. My favorite color is blue. I like pink. I like brown. I like orange. And I like yellow. But yes, so I just want you guys to get to know me. Everything that I create is geared towards my faith in Jesus Christ and practically motherhood, which is the stage that I find myself in life. And I feel like once you become a mom, you are always a mom. Even when your child is like 30 years old, 50 years old, you are still a mom. It's something that never goes away, a title that never goes away. It's something that you carry. And I believe that motherhood changes in many different stages. So I'm excited to be doing this video with you all, and I'm going to go through some of the questions. I actually screenshotted them. Please like, subscribe, comment, share the video with a Christian mom, and I hope that we can build this community of faith and motherhood here on YouTube. This is questions here. Let's start from the beginning. Okay. Somebody asked me, why is Sophia your miracle baby? I do have a testimony, like our testimony, a podcast episode sharing our testimony. I haven't done a video. I don't know if I did a video. I haven't done a video, but why is Sophia Sophia is my daughter. She's 1 years old. Why is she my miracle baby? Prior to getting married with Martin, I knew that I was having some issues with my cycle and what I was going through. And after getting married, I just noticed I started having health problems and I started to seek medical attention. Just to make a short answer and make it quick, I was told actually 4 times by 3 different doctors that I would not be able to conceive. One of them did tell me if I do conceive, then I will be high risk and chances are I will die or the baby will die. I was diagnosed specifically with PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome, and that was my struggle. So Sofiabelle is my miracle baby because I was told several times by doctors that I will not have kids, and she is my miracle girl. She is who God blessed me with, and I'm obsessed with that little girl. That is my baby. So that's why we say that she is our miracle girl. And I'm not going to go too in depth into my testimony, into what happened. But, you know, we were prophesied to, we were told to, we were prayed over by hands of testimony that we will be blessed with our child. And that if God, and I just want to share this, if God did it with me, he can do it with you. I know man can say that your womb will not produce, but if God says it will produce, best believe there will be production in that vientre. So, Sophia is my miracle baby. Do you balance church and being a mom? That is a very deep question. I like to talk a lot, so we're gonna do this. How do you balance church and being a mom? It can be overwhelming sometimes, just because I don't want to say, oh, I'm a strong person, but I do believe that God gives capacity to people, and he knows what you can handle. And sometimes, I don't know if you guys ever seen that reel where it's like, God, I don't want to be on your strong list, but sometimes I do think that I can handle several different things at a time. I don't think I am the kind of person that shuts down when many different things are being thrown at her. And I don't think that I'm the kind of person that needs to do one thing at a time. So, and what I mean by that is like I do several different things at a time. Um, but for how do I balance prayer? I'm not perfect. I don't want to perceive or come on here or profess or say that I'm perfect. It takes work and it takes time and it takes a lot of planning, especially in advance. Also, we plan ahead, sleep over a lot of times. When we do have busy weekends, so we aren't traveling so long, which is a blessing and it is helpful. And I thank God because honestly, sometimes I tell Martin, I'm like, babe, I don't know what would happen if we didn't have this. It would be so much more difficult, especially when you have kids in the mix. But and prayer, and I mean, and I say prayer because in order for you to balance life, you need to be connected to Jesus. And a lot of times, even analyzing and taking a step back and saying, what needs to be poured into? What am I giving myself to? Um, is this going to help me? Is this going to be beneficial? Questions like that. And I can go even deeper in this topic, but yeah. And in terms of motherhood, sometimes I feel like you do have to take the back burner, especially when in ministry with your partner. A lot of times, me and Martin, we find ourselves if he's going to do something, then I'm on full mom mode. I have a baby. If I'm going to do something, Martin is, and I laugh because my sister does help us a lot. Then he's on full dad mode with help of Tia Maris, and yes, so that's what we do. Even at home, like when he has to preach, or if I have to do something, then we take turns with each other, and that's how we pretty much balance. Another question is, are you a working mom? I am a working mom. I work Monday through Wednesday. I do have the privilege and I'm graceful in having that schedule and that's a God given schedule because that was my prayer. I was ready to give up my job. And I said, God, if you open that door, then I will walk through it. And he opened that door and I walked through it. But one thing I want to say is my schedule is from 10 to 6. I can go in earlier. I can go in later. I just have to make sure that I complete my time. How did you get out of the roommate stage? I'm just reading. I'm just reading these. um, how did you get? I know what they're talking about, and I think this is a stage when you first give birth, or maybe a little even after birth, when you and your partner are just sometimes feel like you're just living together and not necessarily husband and wife. Um, and I do think that sometimes you can fall into this pattern again. And I think being intentional with each other, still date each other, still date each other, go out with each other if you can. Husbands, still be affectionate to her, still look at her, still call her beautiful, still, communicate with her and vice versa. Like, maybe in the beginning of newborn stage, it's a little hard for you, but maybe what you can do is like, you know what, I'm going to cook dinner for my husband and make it nice, like set up the table, put some tall pillar candles, like try to be, and I think serving your spouse in the way they like to be served. So if your husband likes to eat, make him a good meal. Maybe touch is their love language, or words of affirmation, or gift giving. Maybe that's their love language. Do you want more babies? I would love more babies. If it was up to me, I would have 4 already. But the Lord said otherwise. How to overcome grief, baby loss? Okay. I've never experienced baby loss or miscarriage in any form of way. Um, thank the living Lord. I don't think that's something easy, but I have experienced grief. I have lost a few people in my life who have been near and dear to me. And I can't imagine infant loss or child loss because I love my daughter so much, and the thought of me losing her wrecks me. So I would say what I did when I lost my grandmother, when I lost my brother-in-law, or even other people that I cared about, I just grabbed onto God. And there comes a point where you're thinking and you can't make sense of everything that is going on. You can't make sense of what happened, but ultimately life does end and we don't know when it's going to end. And honestly, just cling on to God. Cling on to God. Cling on to God. That's really all I can say, because child loss, I don't want to imagine that. I know that it's a process. You hurt, you're scared, and I just pray for whoever is going through child loss that God just embrace you and envelop you in the season that you are walking in. And my prayer to you is that, like, just grab onto God, let him hold you. You cry and you grieve and you let it out the way that you know best. Just be conscious of those around you and try not to hurt the ones that you love, because I feel like the ones that we love the most tend to get the short end of the stick a lot of the times. I have here, where do you live, NJ or NY? I like to say both because that's what it feels like. But I'm actually a New Jersey resident. I am a New Jerseyan. Since I've lived here, people who know me, yes, I lived in New York. I was a New Yorker, but I can't. I'm just not a New Yorker anymore. I'm sorry, New Yorkers. I love y'all. My Yankees, y'all have my heart. But you know, okay. How do I rebuild my relationship with Christ as a mom? When you become a mom, your relationship with God doesn't stop. It evolves and it changes. So try not to be so hard on yourself and try not to be so negative on yourself. Um, Evaluate your time, evaluate your schedule. If you're, like I said, in the newborn stage, like I would literally be down here in my living room on the pull-out couch with a newborn baby, the bassinet, my husband sleeping, and it would be 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, where I'm sitting at a table writing, you know, journaling, when I know deep down that I should have been resting, because that is not where I found myself. That is not the season that I found myself. Very quickly, I became extremely tired. I began to lash out at Martin because I just didn't know how to balance. I didn't know how the new way God wanted me to search him. And a lot of times it's in the mundane. It was in the mundane when I was washing dishes, preparing bottles. The first thing I did in the morning, put on worship music, start worshiping the Lord. And there's a season and a time for everything. What made you pick your daughter's name? So my daughter's name, it's very special. She is actually named after my grandmother, Sophia, and I wanted her to have something of me, so I combined it together, Sofiabelle. And it was just it. Like the way that it happened, like I remember being in the OBG, it was me and Martin, and it was me and Martin, and I remember the OBG looking out there getting the sonogram, and he's like, "Oh, I know what baby is. Do you want to know?" And me and Martin looked at each other. We were just like, "Yes, we want to know." And um he was like, "You sure?" A lot of people like to do gender reveals. Like, yeah, we're gonna do it, but we still want to know. It's your first baby. You want to know. And partially, I wanted to know, and I was a little scared because I was like, oh, I don't know how I'm going to react, because I thought I was having a boy. But honestly, I was just happy to bear a child, to have a baby. So in my belly, in my womb. So as soon as he's like, oh, it's a girl, like me and Mark, we were just so ecstatic. We were so happy. He went to use the bathroom. I went out and I was like, the first person I called was my sister. And I said, I know what I'm having. And she says, what? And I said, God is sending us a Sophia. So since then, and that was that. I remember telling her that. Since then, we were just like, Sofiabelle, when did you move to New Jersey? I moved to New Jersey. And why did you move to New Jersey? I moved to New Jersey 2021, October 2021. And the reason why I moved to New Jersey was because my grandmother suffered a stroke, and we were staying in we were living in the apartment with her. And I could just not fathom living in a place that just had so much grief. And I knew, and my heart was in New Jersey because my family was already here in New Jersey. And we were tired of the city life. The block that we were living in was just, it was getting hot and it was too loud, and we just wanted to move, and we didn't want to live there anymore. And God opened the doors for us to come to the apartment that we are in now. My brother moved out and got his house, and we knew that it was time. We just didn't expect everything that happened to happen. And I knew once everything happened with my grandmother and the loss of my grandmother, I knew that I didn't want to stay in that place. And that is why we ended up moving to New Jersey, and we love it. My ultimate dream is to fully reside here and raise my children here, to have a house in the future. But right now, this is where God has us. And yes, so I hope you guys got to get to know me a little bit better. I'm excited to be making more videos, and I really am. Like I said, everything that I do is going to be geared towards faith and motherhood. To the mom who is watching, I pray that this video blessed your life and that you just got to understand me a little bit better. You know, I have work. We are very active in ministry. My daughter, home, balancing. I'm married. So expect a lot of videos about stuff that I'm currently walking through, and everything that I do, I just want to glorify God. That is my desire. That is my vision. And for those who have been asking about the podcast, I will be continuing the podcast. We're just working out on some things. I'm going to be doing both solo episodes and episodes with people as well. I have a few people that I'm interested in having on the show, a few moms. I'm also excited to have my husband as well, and his perspective of our testimony of parenthood, of balancing ministry as well. These are the things that I'm excited to share with you guys. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video and that you stay tuned on Saturdays 8 p.m. and watch out for the next video. Also follow me on Instagram at Faith and Motherhood. It's not podcast.sp Sofiabelle. And yes, I hope you guys, like I said, enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for more. Subscribe, like, and comment. I will be answering all of them, and I appreciate you for watching. Peace out, Girl Scouts.